Of course, I am back. Why would I not be? And I was on earlier, and we had a really great live. We had a really great live earlier, and I am tired, definitely. But I had already spoken that I was going to come on live, and I will. I will fulfill my word. And that ability to do what you say. And when you do what you say, if you tell yourself, okay, like this morning I said, I'm going to get up and jog. I'm going to get up and run because I'm always active. I didn't run, but I did take a walk. And that ability to be able to depend on yourself. So if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. If I say I am going outside or coming to move, meaning movement, whether that's dance or rollerblading or jogging or hiking or trail running, which I love. I love to trail run. Like, forget a normal run by a street. But I do like running by the streets just because it feels like I'm in a bustling city. I feel the movement of a city. And to be able to depend on yourself. Because the more that you can depend on yourself, the more you know you will always fulfill and do what you say, the more you will even plan to do things, plan to do big things, plan to change, plan to work out, plan to come on live, just plan because you can trust yourself. You know that you will show up for you. Thank you. Hi, Raymond Garcia. You came in and already started liking the live. What's up? What's up? What's up? I'm happy to see you. Like the live. Um, did you? No, you were there last night. And you were just double tapping on the screen, which I love. I've been amazing. Always, Stevie, always. It's not going to change. It only gets better. My skin does look amazing, I have to say. My skin does look amazing because I'm just focused and drinking water and rollerblading and wearing sunscreen because that's what helps. But what doesn't? Who are you talking to? For me, it does. For me, it only gets better. Today's been a great day. My earlier live, we were talking about this breakthrough that I had. Um, but thank you. Thank you for the correction, Stevie. Thank you, Raymond Garcia. Thank you, and thank you for continuing to like the live. You're in the live, double tap the screen. I am fulfilling my promise to myself. I said I was going to come on, so of course I'm going to come on. It happens, but it's all right. It's not all right. I've already gone past it. Uh, depending in yourself, depending on yourself, having integrity with yourself. If I say I'm going to work out, I'm going to work out. If I say I'm going to contact someone back, I'm going to contact them back. Thank you, Noella. Being able to uphold your own standard. Because when you don't, you are always with you. So you are always knowing that, hey, I did not show up. I did not show up for that workout. I did not show up for my meal prep. I did not show up on time to pick someone up and they had to call someone else. There's no one to blame when you let yourself down. But the thing is, well, I keep double tapping, Raymond, and everyone who's in the live because it will grow. Just double tap the live. That's what I request because it pushes the content, the live out, especially to the For You page. And what I'm sharing may be beneficial to someone, but the app doesn't know that if you do not double tap. So just double tap. That's it. And having confidence in yourself because you do what you say you're going to do. Although I said I was going to jog this morning, I went and took a walk. I did not jog, but I did fulfill my personal promise to myself to get out and how important that is. And the ghost story. So I have this wonderful story. My father always liked sports. My father would always be watching ESPN. He would always be watching the game, any game on Sunday. And we only had one TV in our house. I never had a TV in my bedroom. It wasn't until later when my parents had a TV in their bedroom, but typically we only had one TV. And so if I was watching something, my dad would just walk in and say, "Give me the remote, the game is on." And he would, "Thank you, Sin Free, for the follow." He would turn it to the game. Yes, my dad was huge with sports. It didn't matter. Basketball, he was a Lakers fan. He's from LA. He changed different teams with football. He would watch golf. He liked watching golf. He would even watch those fishing shows because my dad loved to fish. And so he would always watch a game. And especially in the morning, because my dad would get up at like 3:30 or 4 in the morning. And I believe it was from his military days. But he would always wake up really early. If I ever came back from the club, I never came back from the club at 3. Especially, no, not at that time. What are you doing? There's not even an after spot. And the clubs in California are done at 2, which means last call is 1:30. So if I did come back at 3, it was just because I was really at someone's house, like chilling on the couch, talking. But my dad would always be up early, and he would be watching sports. So when I would walk in the house, I would hear do-do-do, do-do-do, like ESPN. I know all of those sounds. He would have that on, or he would be watching the highlights. He would always watch the highlights, especially his basketball. And then later in life, my dad would do the same thing. He would get up mad early, turn on all of the lights from the hall to the entryway to the living room to the family room. There would be a string of lights on. And he would sit down in the family room, turn on the TV. It would be loud as heck, like so loud. Like, yo, I would get up sometimes like, "Dad, why is the TV on 46? Like, it's just you, it's quiet, it does not need to be this loud." And he would turn it on, and I would tell my sister, because I would always hear 800 988 2300 Empire today, because that would always come on, that commercial. And he would watch sports. So thank you, Raymond Garcia, for continuing to like the live. And You are in the live, double tap the screen. I can see on the bottom of the screen who is tapping and who is not. I can do it all. Come on, the God particle. Come on. So my dad would have sports on, and so it's reminiscent of my dad. He would always be watching sports all the time. My mom knew that. He always loved sports. He would watch the game. He would walk across the street with the other old men, and they would sit in the garage and watch a game. We have a pool, and he would sit in the pool. He took the plastic chair, you know, the plastic chair you take to like barbecues. He would take the plastic chair, put it in the pool. I do have a beautiful voice. That's also something I will do. I have to put together a song. Like the whole process of music, with the music, the lyrics, I love it. I used to challenge myself to write catchy hooks and choruses, like pop choruses. Love it. So to make an amazing song. Um, yeah, so my dad always watched sports, always. And I shared, but if you're new to the live, my father passed away December 2023. My father passed away December 2023. And, and so I am at, thank you. And it's not a loss. Everything that I gain, I always say this. There's nothing that was lost. It was only what was gained. I am aware that when people transition, it's the truth. They transition. Give us an example. The fact that I had my father for 40 years. That's what I gained. I didn't lose anything. The only thing that I could be lost is the physical form, but I am still in contact with my father. I see him in things I do. I see him when I go out. I see signs. I can speak with him. Like I'm connected to that. So, and I'm aware of that. And I thank you, Hope Chantel, business consultant. I love my name too. I had no parts in it, but I do love my name. So when I say I haven't lost anything, I haven't lost. My father, the reason why I'm speaking to you on this phone, on this app, is because of my father. He was a confident communicator. He taught me how to speak with power and how to excel in public speaking and just show up in the world powerfully. That is the gain. That was the reason. And I remember because it was natural causes. Here's the other thing. My mom had said something. She was like, "Did you see so and so's father pass away?" I was like, "Yeah, I did." She was like, "He was so young at 70." I said, "Mom, that's not young. That's a full life." The average American life is what, like 62, 64? That means you got extra. Saying someone's young technically, but no. 70 that's an entire life. That's almost double my lifetime. That is the reality. Yes, it may seem young, but 70 years old is an incredible amount of time. Thank you for continuing to like and share the live. And my father was 74. And I remember when he was in the hospital, he was in the VA, and it was like a month. Thank you for becoming a part of my fan club. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you for liking the live. We are almost at 10,000, and we always get to a minimum of 10,000. Thank you for liking the live, sharing the live. Thank you for the heart me's. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for your attention. So my dad had, I think it was sepsis, and he went into the hospital, and it was kind of a month of just systems in the body shutting. I would like to say it was a very clean um, transition of life because, again, I've traveled the world. So there's so many people that don't transition like this, especially in the US. I mean, come on, as I said with my last piece of content, with healthcare, it's expensive. With any procedure that needed to be done on my father, there was never a time where we had to say, we don't have it, so I guess we got to pull the plug. But there's many people that experience that, especially in the US, where we would like to keep dad around, but the cost for what is necessary to keep him here, we don't have. We don't have it. So, bye. That is the reality. And imagine that. That's the reality of this country. So many, most countries don't have that reality. And then there's other places that you don't even have that beautiful, sanitized way of transition, because that's what this was. There's doctors and nurses and hospitals, and it's not like you're in a place that does not have the funds, the structure, the tools to aid people in the hospital all the time. So I shared that because I was aware of that from flying for 15 years, and that means I've been in so many countries and seen so many different scenarios, whether it's healthcare, whether it's social care, how elders are cared for. And this is also me sharing that I thank you, Raymond, for continuing to like the live and continue to double tap the live. We are halfway to 10,000. And the combination of this, my father being 74, me experiencing other transitions, whether it was the transition of a friend's life, I had an animal that transitioned in a really kind of swift, brutal way. I've had passengers while I was a flight attendant transition in my arms. Go to the link in bio and you can go to TED Talk. That's the best way to understand it. It is a extremely large platform for speakers or just people who want to get an idea out. So I'm sharing all of this because it was a growing time, and it was end of November into December, the holidays. The holidays can be tough because when you do have instances like this, especially with a family member or hospitals and health, that can weigh heavily on anyone. And I remember, because it was my mom and it was me and my sisters, and people were coming in from out of state to come and see my dad, and receiving calls at 3 in the morning from the hospital, or midnight or 2 a.m., and updates on his health, and this is the next procedure that needs to be done. It was a heavy caseload. And as a family, we all worked together. My mom and her 4 girls. We were there to support. And it was heavy. And I remember at that time taking a walk and actually having a conversation. And having a conversation somewhat with the universe, but like, this is a rite of passage. There's so many cultures that it is a privilege to lead your elders, your parents, your grandparents to the other side, to witness that, to comfort them. It's like a rite of passage. And I saw it as that. And I also saw it in a way of like, you did what you came to do. Like, I am I'm okay with the transition. I'm releasing hold of that. And it was also because I was seeing it in other people, how their hold of my father and his physical form. I don't want him to go. I don't want him to go. Sure, I don't have control over that. And it would be a physical form. Is that still uncomfortable? Yeah. But I am not completely out of touch with him. That is my belief. So it's not really even a fear of like, I don't have my father anymore. I do. I can access him at any time. I can talk to him. Yes, we are halfway there. Thank you, Raymond. And Raymond, you are the only one that I see liking this live. Raymond Garcia just keeps liking the live. Um, Double tap the live. Let's get up to that 10,000. So, yes, always with me. And I took this walk and said, I release you. Like, I'm not holding you here. I release you. I know I'm always will be in contact with you. And yeah, it was really heavy. And I had just realized recently I'm still just coming out of that, because although I was showing up on here, I was showing up speaking, I spoke at my former high school, I was flying places speaking, still fresh in the whole grieving phase, and also feeling that I've kind of gotten through one layer of that cycle. Not kind of, I have. It's been over a year and a half, and it's a lifelong thing. But to congratulate myself, because it's not like your parent passes away and then you just jump back into life. No, that can break people. Actually, the transition of my father taught me how the loss of someone like that breaks people. How that grief, where you're like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to show up. I don't want to do this thing called life. Not without that person. Like, how? It gets dark and heavy. And how proud of myself I was of myself. Thank you, Raymond and Kevin, for liking the live, because I see that you two are consistently tapping, which I love. All 15 people in here, double tap the live, share the live. So, and also with my dad's transition, I had said, thank you, Blindly Living, for the heart me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I wanted something familiar because I felt like with pleasure, that's what I do. This is like my thing. I created a story where the most important male figure, male energy in my life is no longer on this plane. Like, I feel a lack of protection because my dad it didn't matter if he was directly with me, he protected me, and now he's not here. And like, what that means. And these are all the things that came up and I've sat with or worked with in some way. And my father did transition December 27th, so of 2023. Right after Christmas, like, it was heavy. So last year was the first year, and yeah, we're like a year and a half out. And so, as I shared with you, yeah, my father transitioned, but I shared with you my dad would always watch sports. Like, sports and my dad are the same thing, they're synonymous. So I came on live earlier and I come outside, I come and talk, if not daily, often. And sometimes I'm on a Zoom call, but I like to be outside. And thank you for the popular vote. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Blind Living Life, for the badge. Thank you for the gift. Thank you for liking the live. And I was outside talking. Yeah, we're 2,000 away. This is amazing, guys. Thank you. I was outside talking. I was outside doing emails. I'll be outside in the back for hours because I like to be outside. My mom, because I'm at my parents' house, my mom was in the kitchen, like wiping down the counters. And no one watches TV at my parents' house because everyone has an iPad or something. They'll watch something on their device, but no one watches TV. And so the TV is never on. And I'm outside, my mom is in the kitchen, and my mom hears the TV on. And she was thinking, maybe that's Hope watching Netflix. I don't know. And I don't even know why she would say that. Because I wouldn't. But I was outside. My mom was in the kitchen. She went into her room. And my sister had came home and she heard the TV on. And she was like, well, maybe Hope's in there watching TV. But again, no one turns on the TV. No one turned on the TV. But the TV was just on, and it was on ESPN Sports Center. And my sister was like, oh, that's Dad. Okay. And so she went and she told my mom, she was like, did you turn on the TV? My mom was like, no. Was it Hope? She was like, no, Hope's been outside. And she said, the TV is on the replays, like on ESPN. She was like, that's your father. Who else is going to turn on the TV? No one turned on the TV. No one. So, yeah, that was the ghost story. I'd have to run fast? No. There's no harm. There's no harm. There's no harm. I'm not going to be afraid. I am not afraid of spirit worlds. That's not something that would frighten me. But also to me it was like a clear sign. And I'm open to those signs. I don't run from them. I'm also not shocked because well, I understand because sometimes having that confirmation brings some sort of clarity. Thank you, Kevin Parker. Thank you for getting us up to 10,000 likes. Isn't that a great story, that ghost story? And it's not even a ghost story. We did it. We did it. And I'm glad you did it because I am incredibly tired. I had planned to be on longer, but I went rollerblading and I said, I'm going to come back on and share this story because I said I was going to come back on. But now that I've shared it, now I'm going to rest. It's been a day, and I am definitely going to rest. Everyone who has double tapped the live, sent gifts, followed. Thank you, Groovin' Chick, for the follow. And of course, Raymond, I will have an exceptional night. I appreciate you all. I'm always posting. So if you have not followed me, follow me here. Like, share, comment, I guess that's what they say. And subscribe to my Hope is Speaking YouTube, where I have been daily going on and speaking like this on live. So there's always content on my YouTube. I just said I have meditations and affirmations. I think it was you, Raymond, or someone else. Yeah, he's always here. Someone was like, I like your YouTube. And because I kept showing up, even in those healing times, uh, with my father, I would still just like show up and post. And I've seen, I have about 300 pieces of content on my Hope is Speaking YouTube, whether it's my daily TikTok lives, which I upload, or original content, or a meditation, or an affirmation, or I've been posting content. So there is a lot of content um, to watch and share. And you can just go and watch one of my TikTok lives. I mean, I have a lot of them. There's probably like 200, all the way from like Maui days. I mean, yeah, we've been riding it out. So there is that. You can also watch my TEDx talk. It is in the um, link in my bio, and I will always be updating the links in my bio so everything is there. And thank you, Raymond. Just your presence is enough. So, I'm closing the live, and I always close the live with this: be the source of love, because we all come from an infinite source of love. Secondly, show up. Show up for your dreams. Show up for your workout. Just show up. Nothing will happen if you don't show up. And be aware, thirdly, that there's always support around you, whether you see it or not. Okay? So I love you. Thank you for watching, and I will see ya. What a great live. Thank you for getting the live up to over 11,000 likes. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the shares. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for being here. I'm grateful, and I will see you again soon.